the curious incident of the dog. I did not say God, dog. In the night time. Let's get started. So let's get started in this episode. Okay, so what is this book about? Turns out it's a lot of things. Firstly, murder. Not like that. I mean, this is fake, can't you say? This is a ruler. But it could be a weapon. But in any case, it's one sort of weapon that anything can lead to. People can think of some things as serious murder and others as not. Like if your favorite pet dog was killed, you might consider it murder. Everyone else? Who cares about a dog? Literal ladies would say that. So you will be on the observation. And now let's start talking. Christopher John Francis Boone is the main character, the main character boy, and the detective of the story. He has to find out who killed his neighbor's dog, Wellington. So, let's get started on the mystery of the case. Alright, so how did this first start? Firstly, it starts as always. People have been doing some things as much as they can. But in others, people don't think they are. We think of some people as crooks, like when you have something hidden in the worst place in the world, like this place. Yeah. And you get to find it, the merchandise. Well, that's how things work. Charles John Francis Boone found it the hard way because of all of his, should I say, disabilities. He wouldn't let anyone touch him, which means no hugs and no kisses. He doesn't like getting bacteria, so no kisses at all, or no handshakes for that matter. It's getting drastic. Also, he hates being in crowds. Bacteria. He also hates being grabbed, which is technically touched, or if someone grabbed him, he would use his reflexes to hit the person who grabbed him, especially if they did it really hard, which is usually likely when they're angry. So, for years, Christopher thought his mother was dead. His father said that she was dead because of a sudden heart attack. They weren't expecting it. And that she won't ever be here ever again. But it didn't really care about him. It didn't really bite him. Until... Bum, 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 bum. He found letters in his room addressed to him by his mother. And then he realized that these were after her death. Or was she ever even dead? I mean, he found out. I mean, his dad confessed that he killed Wellington, and now Christopher thinks that his dad is gonna murder him. He's getting really, really scared. I mean, why would he think of that? He just killed a dog. He won't kill a human, except maybe his mother, except maybe his wife. But other than that, he's pretty harmless. Literally and metaphorically. So what's the meaning of this? Turns out there's a lot of meanings of this. But for now, Christopher steals some money from his father, gets a train to London, and when he gets the train to London, he goes to his mother, who's living with Mr. Shear, the used-to-be husband of Mrs. Shear, their neighbor, and things happened. Christopher was happy until he was told that he couldn't get his A-level math test. But then he could. So he went all to his mother, Mr. Shear, and Christopher went in their car, went all the way back to their hometown of Swindon, London to Swindon, and then they got home, and he was able to do his A-level maths test. And he aced it. He even wrote how he got it in the appendix. He got the answers in the appendix, which is really unworthy. Eventually, Christopher comes to his dad and lives with him just for a few hours each day. Now one day, his dad compromises this. Here, let's call this a project. Okay, you come to my house more often and I'll let you get my trust. Since you can't have another pet rat, I'll get you a pet dog. So yeah, it's always like that. So he does keep his promise, and his dad does get Christopher a new dog. And he's even allowed to go out of town to take him a walk, which is really cool, by the way. I mean, I've got a cat, but dogs are yucky to me. But to him, it was one of the lows of his world after the death of his pet rat, Toby. I mean, now Christopher is happy with everything now. But will it last? I mean, the book ended there. He says he's happy. But will it last? We might find out in a sequel, if there is a sequel. But for now, everything's as fine as it is. Let's say that you were Christopher. Then how would you feel? Or what would you have done? I mean, maybe there's a parallel universe of this. But in other ways, it's sort of a non-business. People think of the world as a dipping sauce. I would say the world is like a dipping sauce. And one part of the dipping sauce is us. The other part is everyone else. Whoever is watching this video is going to be dipping sauce. Me and the rest of the world who's not watching this video will be the things that will be dipped into the sauce. Hence the name dipping sauce. As the other people get into the dipping sauce, they sometimes interfere with us. How they do things, the presidents going to war, countries going to war, they always affect us. Sometimes it creates less dipping sauce and less of those people. And that's how it works to me, the world, the modern world used to work like that. You can always create more dipping sauce and more of those whatever you're gonna dip your sauce in with. But when a large quantity, but then they'll always disappear. Some decisions are made that'll make both people from both sides disappear. And that's my analogy here. But Christopher is still happy about this. And now that he's solved 2 cases, one a murder mystery, another the mystery of his murdered mom, maybe? So he now has got 2 mysteries solved, case closed. But what next? If I would write a sequel, I would write what would happen next. But what do you think would happen next? Please tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Shannon out. Peace. Like, share, subscribe, and make the subscribe button as great as possible. See ya!